if you are ready for a lifetime of love, you're ready for your person, you need to act like it. And you need to say no to even very enticing opportunities that you know are not the one. Because the more you have these casual relationships, we put the word casual on sex, which I think is one of the biggest myths we have ever created, because sex is anything but casual for women, which I've talked about before. Women are wired for connection. And so hormonally, biologically, whether or not women want this to be the case, when you are having sex as a woman, the hormone oxytocin is released in your body, which is one of the most powerful hormones, the love hormone, the bonding hormone that happens when you give birth, when you breastfeed, when you orgasm during sex. And it instantly bonds you to the man that you're sleeping with, whether or not you want to be bonded to him. This is why you see so many of your friends or yourself being like, I didn't even like this guy, and now I'm obsessed with him. How does that happen? It's because it's not anything we can control in the mind. The body has its own mind. It's really dictated by our hormones. And so sex, if you see it as not a casual act, but truly a bonding act for women, it completely changes your willingness to have sex if you're looking for a lifetime of love or looking for your person. And so I think for me, when I found the science of sex and how the hormones at play in sex make women, for better or for worse, whether or not they want to be, emotionally bonded with that man, whereas for men, as we talked about before, oxytocin, if he does not have an emotional connection and it's a one-night stand or a fling or a situationship, just feels like a good old workout in the gym. Heck yeah, conquered that one. That was amazing. Thanks, bud. High five. That's how men experience sex if there's not an emotional connection, okay? And this is what, as we talked about in a prior episode, causes situationships. Now, if you know that, if you really sink into the truth of what I just said, then you will understand that if you're looking for your person, anyone along the path to your person that you have sex with will put your person further away from you. So literally visualize it like a road. Every person that you have sex with, when you know they're not the one, is making the road longer and longer and longer and longer, little mile markers on the road. And then your person is now a year away, 2 years away, 3 years away, 4 years away. And what you can control here is yourself, your own willingness to have sex when you know it's not the one. You are in full control, like me and Cam are talking about, and deciding, I am ready for that deeper lifetime commitment, and I'm going to act like it.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly what I bring up to your attention. Women watching this that have already had the inclination, which they already have, don't get it twisted. They've already had the inclination, okay, maybe sleeping with this many guys I barely know, not even, anything to really offer, probably isn't what's best for me, right? And so now, let's say after listening to you and after listening to myself, I'm like, okay, I'm open to committing to, what would we call it? Intentional dating?
Yeah, dating for love.
Dating for love. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to change my actions to prime myself to date for love. Mm-hmm. What do those actions, besides just not sleeping with men anymore, what do those actions look like?
I think as you were saying that, and now whatever choice you make on this is perfect and fine. Who we are talking to is the person who comes to me on a daily basis and says, I really want to find my person. This is who we're talking to. Now, if you want to date for pleasure, that's completely fine too. And we're not judging you at all. If you want to continue to have sex, that's completely fine. What we want is for you to have all the information. I want you, everyone listening to this, to deeply understand the science behind sex, which I did not know until about 2 years ago, growing up Catholic and never having sex education before in my life. I did a deep dive on this stuff, and this is why we bring up this idea of celibate dating. This isn't coming out from a religious place. This is coming from a place of sheer information and hormones that made a huge difference. And I truly believe, after walking this path, that me making that choice is what made it clear as day when I met Cam that he was my person, because I had acted accordingly to the soul contract and energetic contract I had made that said, you know what? I'm ready, and I'm going to act like I'm ready. So here are some things that we will scratch the surface on, and we can do a whole new episode on later. In addition to declaring what you want and saying, I am ready to find my person. I am ready for a lifetime of love. I am ready for my wife or my husband. There are different actions you can do right after making that declaration, outside of not having sex and reserving that clarify that feeling. Now, we mentioned this in a prior episode around creating a soulmate checklist, right? I actually got an amazing DM about what exactly should that look like? You want this list to be as exhaustive as feels right. Now, I may even share the list I wrote myself because it really helped me understand who my man was. And guess what? Cam hit every single thing on my list. Now, this list was not just physical attributes, which, by the way, I included. My soulmate wasn't faceless. Attraction is important, people. And I said I wanted someone who was tall. I think I put 6 foot or above because I wanted to be a little conservative. Cam 6'2", baby. That I wanted him to have flowing, beautiful, thick hair. Look
this
at that.
This is your creation, by the way. I didn't have that before.
I know, but your hair, I saw potential.
But another,
I saw potential. Yeah. That I wanted him to have sparkly, happy eyes that I could get lost in. That's what he had. Beautiful, full lips. Just a beautiful smile that lit up the room. I wanted him to have a calm, grounded presence. I wanted him to be an amazing listener, an amazing speaker. I wanted him to have passions that we could work on together. These are just a couple examples. But I went off of the physical there. Cam is literally, I think I said I wanted someone with a wide build. I like big men. And Cam's big, he got a big frame and he got big legs. I put all this stuff in there. I like exactly how Cam is. He is my dream man, literally. He made in a lab, and he was made in a lab, actually, by the way. And so he is literally my dream. Now, I did not say that because I'm afraid to not get what I want. No, I declared what I wanted. And then the universe delivered an Amazon Prime 2-day shipping. Okay. So I had a question. Can we put physical attributes? Hell yeah. Now, what I want to encourage you to consider, though, is that we don't want to be so specific that we rule people out because they don't fit one box. And I'll give you an example. On the height thing, I like men who are taller than me because I'm a curvaceous lady and I like to feel small. Now, that's a personal thing. And I also just like to cuddle, and it just feels good for me. Now, I was not going to say I want 6'5" and above, because then guess what? That would have ruled out Cam, right? So I'm not going to be delusional with my list. I'm going to be what is truly something that I would feel so good about. I didn't put eye color because I didn't want to rule that out. I didn't want to create anything on my list that would rule someone out and make me think is this my person because they don't have blue eyes? No. So think about it in that way. You don't want to have disqualifiers that don't actually matter. So try to be specific as you can, because there are things we all like, but Cam's hair wasn't like this when we met. He's built this beautiful hair. His hair was
You've built this beautiful hair.
His hair was this, I could put up a picture of Cam when I met. I took a picture of him the day we met in the yoga studio.
Yeah, have him put it on the screen.
It was a little spiky, but I saw the potential. I was going to rule out my man because he didn't have the flowing hair I talked about. So this is just why I share this.
Yeah. Let me chime in on that for a second.
Go ahead, baby.
You can be idealistic. You can write down your dream, what you want, but don't be ignorant and delusional.
Yes.
If you have nothing going for you, if you're fugly and broke and just not that great of a person,
we need to work on that first.
You're not going to attract,
yeah,
some type of supermodel or pro athlete or celebrity, whatever it is. It's just not going to happen. And I see a lot of men and women really suffer there because they think they're worthy of the movie stars when they're just watching movies from the mother's basement.